trapped in a mirror. Because, like silence, he was still standing frozen in front of the door. The beat is still heard, more heavier. Tock, tock, tock. His shadow in the mirror remained silent, staring at him with a tense expression. Don't open the door, Reina. His own voice, but not him. Reina swallowed. His head troubled, his mind spinning. If it's not Raka, then who, or worse, that? The atmosphere in the apartment feels more suffocating. The cold air hung on his skin, making his hair reflex. He turned his eye off the mirror and tried to strengthen himself. I'm just tired, he thought. This is all just delusions because of lack of sleep. However, the sound of knocking again could be heard. This time more. Tock, tock, tock. His heart was pounding hard. He must decide. Reina grabbed the door knob with trembling hands. But right when he played broke, the door suddenly trembled violently, as if someone with him from the outside. Reina gasped backward. Her breath was gasped, then silence. There was no step away. There are no signs of the existence of anyone outside. Reina held her breath waiting, but there was nothing. With his hands still trembling, he picked a truck. Empty apartment hallway. There is no one there, but the beat was so real. Reina stepped down slowly, staring at the door with unease. The discomfort again into him. Then something in the mirror caught his attention. The reflection smiled. Reina flushed. He did not smile, but his shadow in the mirror saw a thin fine grin like someone who kept the script of lamb. And before Reina could react, her reflection raised his hand, put the index finger on her lips. Shh, as if telling him to be quiet. Reina gasped backward. Her heart almost jumped out. He wanted to take it, but his voice was stuck in the throat. With a breath of breath, he ran to the room, grabbed his cell phone, and called Raka. The dial tone was heard one time, twice. Then, the number you call is inactive or out of reach. Lena looked at her cell phone screen with despair. This is impossible. Raka always ensures that his cell phone is active, especially when working. Tremble even more, he tried to contact again. Still the same. Where is Raka? The feeling uneasy gripping his heart. Rena forced herself to think clearly. Take a breath. Calm down, he tried to hold back his fear. But how can it be calm if he just saw his own reflection smiling without him knowing? He returned to the living room, staring at the mirror with fear. The reflection is no normal. There was no strange smile. There is no scared expression, only himself. But Rena could no longer trust the mirror, because for the first time in his life he felt that what was in the mirror, not him. That day felt slow. Rena did not dare to approach the mirror anymore. He spent time on the sofa, watching television with a slightly more volume than usual, as if trying to get rid of the silence that kept haunting him. However, every shadow in the corner of the apartment feels suspicious every reflection of the window makes, until finally his cell phone rang. Rena almost dropped in surprise. When he saw the screen, he felt relief and panic. Raka. He immediately lifted it. Raka, where are you? The sound of breath was heard from other side. Before finally Raka distressed his voice answered. Rena, what's wrong? Your voice is very panic. Rena sighed in relief. Where are you? I called many times, but your name was out of reach. I just arrived at the office. My cell phone battery runs out. Forgot to charge last night. Raina from net just arrived at the office, but wasn't it this morning. He saw Raka leaving as usual. Did he hear the door to the apartment close when her husband left? You mean you just left? Raina asked, her voice trembled. Huh, no, I have been on the street. I left in the morning as usual. Raka answered in confused tone. Raina was silent. There is something wrong this morning. He heard Raka's footsteps, hearing the sound of the apartment door open and close. But if Raka had just reached the office and his cell phone, I had been. Who left the apartment this morning? Raina felt her stomach. He wanted to tell Raka about all strange events he experienced, but for some reason there was something that made him hesitant. Raina, what's wrong with you? Raina bit her lips. It's okay, just like sleep. Him okay, this afternoon I go home faster, huh? You just rest first. Yes, Raina hung up the phone and contained herself. For the first time in his life, he was afraid of being in her own apartment. In the afternoon, Raina chose to forget what happened. She then sat in the living room waiting for Raka to go home. The sun began to set and the shadow in the apartment was getting longer. Raina looked at the mirror near the entrance. Since early, he tried to avoid him, but the feeling of being monitored continued to haunt him. Then, unconsciously, he saw something. The reflection is still staring at him, but this time his eyes were red. Raina read and dropped the glass she was holding back. The broken glass scattered on the floor, and when Raina raised her head again, the reflection is back to normal. He was holding wind. Him who was beating fast. This is getting worse. He must get out of here. Raina ran to the room, grabbed her bag and cell phone. He had to wait for Raka outside. He will not live in this apartment alone any longer. However, when he opened the door to the room, the aroma fragrance gave off unpleasant odor too. There was someone standing there. Raina tried to hold your breath. He tried to approach, and that figure is Raka. But something is wrong. The skin is paler, his eyes were empty, and he smiled. The same smile as the reflection in the mirror. Raina stopped down slowly. Raka. The figure did not answer, so Raina's cell phone vibrated. With trembling hand, he looked at the screen of the cell phone. The incoming call is writing me husband Raka. His eyes widened. If Raka calls him now, who stood before him? Raina wants to scream, wants to run. But before he could do anything except the black silhouette that formed a figure that was not so clear. The figure then whispered softly, "You should look into the mirror, Raina."